you ready for new adventure? December 14th through 16th. A time for luxury and emotion. Immerse yourself into the atmosphere of Middle East. At Safari. That party only yours. And for the main event. Be part of the global movement. Okay, now, dear friends, hello everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, Igor. I would ask moderators to activate the chat so that we could say hello to each other. Everything is so quick, so many tasks that you have to keep an eye on. Okay, salam. People are welcoming everybody. Hello, guys. Give us a feedback, please, from 1 to 10, whether you can hear and see us well. Where 10 would rank us as super. You can see and hear us super well. I see 10s. Very good. Very good. Today, we're going to have an AMA session. Ask me anything session. But we're not going to talk about anything but about our DexNet business. And I will cover the whole range of questions. I suggest we do it within 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half. Let's at least do our best to do it within 1 hour, hour and a half. And whatever questions you have, don't be shy, come forward with them. I can tell you right away that any critique is welcome. But if it is constructive, if you're just criticizing, it makes no sense. Hello, guys. Is Huracan there? Yes, Huracan is there. Don't worry. It's waiting for somebody in December. Yes. While people are writing down their questions, I can make a small introduction first. Guys, I just looked it up recently. We have very little time left. We have some VIP tickets still left for that grand anniversary event on December 15th. There will be 3 days, 14th, 15th, and 16th of December. Those of you who want to be part of that event, we have sites where you can come and book a ticket and participate. VIP tickets are just less than a handful for some days. That is why please enter and buy yourself a ticket. There is still a chance. And a friendly reminder for you that we'll still sell it at the low price until November 1st. Since November 1st, the price will go up. So please speed up yourself, speed up your partners, because it's going to be a large-scale event. Today, our whole team have gathered here. Our technical team is here. We have a big team, photo, video operators. That is why you will get top quality photos for a few years ahead. So that team will do their best to document everything. And the concept of that event is large scale. I've already mentioned it a number of times to just remind you about that, but that's an important thing about the tickets. Please use the quality time that you have and buy one, because VIP tickets are almost sold out. We still have standard tickets left. Let's get together as one big friendly team. We need to get together 1,000 people to make sure that the budget that we are allocating for that would be put to good use, because it's also an investment from the company. Don't think that somebody's going to make money on the tickets. It's only part of the budget to be covered for that event, but there are much more ambitious investments made to make sure that it's a top-tier event. Please use this and capitalize on that. It happens only once a lifetime, first anniversary of the company. So that was a small introduction from my side. We have a web page about that event. I could be assisted by my assistants who will copy a link to the web page of the site where the tickets are on sale. You can enter that web page and book yourself a ticket. Okay, Alexei, over to you now. I see people are writing already some questions. Yeah, I see questions already. We can take those questions already. Don't worry, actually, because I have my own questions that I've prepared. So I'm going to squeeze them in as well. Okay, super good. So be ready for today to make it more interesting, right? Okay. How many tickets were bought for the mega giveaway, if it's no secret? Oh, you mean Huracan giveaway, right? Yes. I think they're talking about Huracan. About 1,500, maybe a bit less than 1,500. Yes. About 1,500 if we because people were buying it through Huracan Tap and from our webpage. But I think it's going to speed up when we're going to restart Huracan Tap. The situation will change there drastically because we were taken aback a bit by some of the unfortunate bugs in the game, but whatever is done for the better. That's why we move forward. Okay, Iskander, question about blockchain. I want to ask about DexNotes about validation. DexNote validators will have to keep the whole recording of blockchain. Is that right? Not exactly like that. Let me read it, the full question. How is it going to be organized? Where are you going to keep the records of a validation node? What can validators and their DexNotes expect? There are a lot of questions in your question, Iskander. DexNotes validators will have to keep the whole recording of the blockchain. Not exactly, Iskander. In order to have a possibility for DexNotes to keep all the data, and so that, okay, I'll put it differently. The whole blockchain can occupy up to 1 TB, or even 2 TB now, if we take all the recordings of all the blocks together. And to store the whole blockchain on each DEX node of a validator would be silly. It makes no sense really for our tasks. That's what we do. The whole blockchain as an archive is stored in DexNet network, but validation DEX nodes keep only the most recent transaction recordings, not to overload them with that. So we put on validation nodes only certain volume of the most recent transactions. Then they're packaged together and then attached to the general archive. And it's happening on the constant basis. We're not storing all the archives fully of all transactions on each validation DEX node because we are using a different consensus here. We're using proof of authority here. Those DEX nodes, validation DEX nodes, which are connected, have certain rights to undersign the transaction. This is a new type of consensus, which is different from proof of stake or proof of word. It's a somewhat different concept or approach here. What can validators expect and their nodes can expect? Well, they can expect confirmation of the transaction and acquisition of a commission. That's what you can expect in big volumes of such commissions in future. Good evening. Can we add Spanish subtitle to the video subtitles? Well, yes, but what videos do you mean? You can actually generate subtitles on YouTube. I think it was about YouTube channel, right? If it is about the video that company makes, we need to understand what videos you mean. Then maybe we can process it and generate subtitles for that, Spanish subtitles. Let's do the following. Please write to the tech support on DexNet.one. Below there's a chat window, and in that chat window, please write exactly what exactly do you mean? What subtitles for what videos? The more detailed you are in your question, the easier it would be for us to help you. In general, this is no problem for us. Hello? Tell us, please, will there be possibility to buy DexNode through DexSafe with our tokens? Elmira is asking this question. Often, this question is asked in the chat at AMA sessions, and the answer remains the same. It hasn't changed. I will take this question now, Igor. At this moment in time, this option is unavailable because Dex notes help us are sold for us by 3 marketing companies, and part of the value is from the price of the node is paid to the partnership program. And if we start selling Dex nodes for tokens, such a solution is possible. We have even discussed it, but we see what it can lead to. Marketing companies will be paying rewards in tokens. There will be so many tokens generated in people's hands that the pressure on the exchange will be too much, and that can push down the price, which we don't want. We want to develop it. We want it to go up to the moon, the price, I mean. Otherwise, that would be putting it to too much risk. Hello, I have a question about staking. What will happen next? There is still a possibility to stake for 1, 2, 3 years, for the period of 1 and 2 years. When will the percentage be accrued at the end of the term or in small increments, but after 12 months? Earlier, that was described exactly like you have just explained it, but I haven't heard back about this for quite a while. Igor, maybe I will refer to you. Look, guys, as far as staking is concerned, everything remains the same. If you stake it for 12 months, then you, by the end of the term, you get your return rate. Speaking about 2 or 3 years staking, the story remains the same. If it is for 2 years, 24 months, you'll get after 24 months. After every 3 months, after 24 months, you start getting your payout. So everything remains the same. Nothing has changed. Yes, we made this official announcement that the possibility of a staking for 3 and 6 months is going to be abolished with time, because there were some pools that were allocated for that. Now these pools are going to be exhausted, and we'll have only 12, 24, 36 months left. And everybody in this situation will be an advantage, because the more the longer the period we stake it for, the more you will get. So it will be to your advantage eventually, and the token will potentially grow in price, and you'll make even more money along the way. So in principle, nothing has changed. The only difference is that 3 and 6 months staking is going to be abandoned, abolished. It's going to leave the building. Otherwise, everything remains the same. Yes, Igor, thank you. Right here we have, okay, tickets can be bought by the link, and the link was shared with you, how to buy the tickets. Okay, the next question. How much will be the commission for the any transfer in blockchain? Can you give an example of a certain amount of this transfer in a certain currency? We can calculate it together, actually. Any transaction on DexNet blockchain costs 0.00105 DMC. DMC token is the native mother token of blockchain, and to say now how much it will cost eventually, it's too hard, because it hasn't, so far it has no value attached to it. What we credit in the Huracan Tap game, these are test coins, same DMC of the same blockchain, but they're test coins. As soon as we convert it to mainnet, we're going to reboot blockchain, and the same coin DMC, but no longer test coin, is going to be deployed, and then we'll have a general understanding of its value. Now, it's hard to tell you exactly how much it will cost. If, for example, once again, as an example, purely, let's say DMC is going to cost as much as DexNet now, like token DexNet is now, it's 0.056 or something, right? And then you can calculate 0.00105 multiplied by 0.056, and you will understand what will be the value of that transaction. But we have compared it with all the existing blockchains, and we see that we are 10 times lower. We have 10 times lower commission than average on the market, much, much lower. But at the same time, we realize that the price of the DexNet token is such low at this moment in time. It's not going to remain as low. is going to change. And with the change in price of value of the token, the value of the transaction is going to change as well. Yes, we set the commission at such a low level to compete with other blockchains. So in that regard, as far as commission is concerned, we will be in the forefront. It is important for all the partners who are going to promote and recommend this blockchain. It's also very important because our commission remains to be very, very low. Okay, guys are writing, thank you very much. 1,500 is already quite a quantity. They're writing about number of tickets sold, yes. And we're rebooting rather, Huracan. With its rebooting, the number of tickets sold in the next 2 months is going to be much more than 1,500 now. If we buy the tickets now, can I, but I won't be able to come in person there. Will I be able to sell this ticket? If you sell your ticket to a person who will come in your stead, these are not name attached tickets. If somebody else will come in your stead, it's okay. But Sergey strongly recommends everybody to come there in person. If you're serious and you intend to build huge business together with DexNet company, then you must be there for sure. What I can tell you is that those people who will be at that event, your life will change into before and after. Take my word for it. I understand this sounds too ambitious. Everybody keeps saying that your life will change to before and after, but let's do an experiment. Those people who will be at that event on 15th of December, those people who will be there on December 15th, who are going to attend our first anniversary, please give us your plus signs, so that after that we'll organize special AMA session, and those people who will be in attendance will share their emotions and their feedback. Maybe we'll even activate your webcam and microphones, and everybody will be able to make this testimony and say whether you are right to make such a decision and why you're so certain about your words, because you see what is going on there. I know about Igor, but I know behind the scenes of that preparation work, because Igor is working directly with the team preparing that event. He is directly in touch with that. But those things that I witness, I'm really amazed by that. I have spine tingling all over the place. Each time when the team gets together, each time I need to tell them about the idea, how it's going to be organized, what effect we'll have there, what kind of lighting. And each time I'm saying that, I have, spine-tingling sensation all the time. Trust me, I've seen many things. Alexei, I'm sure, have been to many events before, but it's going to be something very, very special. If we're telling you this, trust me, we're not just using beautiful words here. We're not trying to over-motivate you. There is certain understanding behind our commitments, and what Alexei was saying about before and after. You can take a picture of your face before and your face photo of after. I can promise you that the smile on your face is going to be 2 times as big as before, because you're in the right place at the right time with the right people, and you will realize that you've entered a business that can deliver a lot of new opportunities to your life. That's a fact. I subscribe to that. Are you planning to sell additional validation keys before your first anniversary? Well, we have general plans, but it's hard to announce exactly when we're going to do that. I'll explain why. We have sold a total of 500 validation keys, and we're going to make the initial tests on this 500 keys, whether our blockchain is powerful enough. It's quite possible that it's going to happen, like 500 will last us quite enough for the next 5-10 years. It is quite possible. It's a live organism. It's a living organism even. And now it's deployed on 3 DEX nodes. Actually, 3 DEX nodes so far are enough for us to get the blockchain functionality, but we haven't released this blockchain to the big wide world yet. As soon as we do this, then we'll see really what's going on there. First, we're going to test it with the pressure, and I think that the Huracan tap must put some millions of more than 1 million transactions per day. Under 1 million transactions per day is no pressure for blockchain. It's nothing special, but over 1 million transactions per day. That's more interesting. And the new version of Torque and Tap 2.0 is going to test this higher pressure, higher load, and understand whether 500 validation nodes is enough for us. Here, we need to keep the balance between the validators commission and the number of validators throughout which this commission is split. Generally speaking, we have an internal limit for 3,000 validators eventually. And according to our preliminary count, 3,000 validation nodes are going to cover validation needs once and for all. It's unlikely, it's really unlikely that we're going to sell more than 3,000 validation keys. But when we see now how DEX nodes handle this pressure, this load, just 3 DEX nodes, it might turn out that 3,000 would be too many. Transactions will still be flying super lightning speed, much quicker than a quarter of a second, and with a lot of room for more speed. And for most of the people, there is no real difference whether it took a quarter of a second to exercise the transaction or 1/10 fraction of a second. Generally speaking, our team is planning to maintain a quarter of a second as a go-to speed, but we are doing the same with 3 DEX nodes now. But so far, there is no much load on the system, so it's hard to answer your question now. Does it make sense to buy cryptocurrency on the exchange and keep it without buying the DEX node? It depends on what kind of cryptocurrency you're talking about. If you're buying DexNet token, maybe it makes sense, but I know about other cryptocurrency, although people are saying that bull run is coming to an end and soon we're going to start the bears market. But it's all rumors, manipulations, and nobody can tell you for sure when to buy cryptocurrency and when to sell it. I guess everybody had this feeling that when I'm buying cryptocurrency, everything is dropping down. I think many people shared this feeling that everything is going up. As soon as I buy it, everything starts to go down all of a sudden, right? I see a list of questions that I missed maybe. Can you go up a bit? Ah, yeah, we have skipped quite a number of questions here. There are questions from Vladimir here. Go down, please. Yes. Valentin, it was about commission. Then Vladimir Graf, 3 full questions. Thank you, Vladimir, actually, for high quality phrasing of your questions. There is crystal clear, understood, and appreciated. I'm waiting, looking forward to the launching of blockchain. Yes, first question. How successful is the preparation process? Can there be expectation that you will postpone the launch date? No, we're not going to postpone it. With a successful launch, are you planning to use such resources as Galaxy Impact and others to attract and populate blockchain with users and crypto fans? Closer to the launch, we'll talk about it. So far, there were no plans to connect it closer, but closer to the launch, maybe. When are you going to create Discord for the company? We're still in process. It's still really work in progress. So far, only our team has a Discord account. We're not planning to cover the company with that. I think they were talking about Discord for blockchain because all crypto enthusiasts are sitting on Discord there. Yes, I understand Vladimir's question here because he wants all the crypto enthusiasts to attract to the Discord account here. Yes, we'll do this. We'll do this for sure. How many people are willing to introduce their systems in the ecosystem of our blockchain now? Vladimir, look, if you're talking about the companies who want to deploy on our blockchain their tokens and smart contracts or something else, no, we are approached by by companies, even banks, but it's hard to tell. In my understanding, the company willing to, okay, the willingness of companies is not the final agreement yet. I think only after we shook our hands and signed a contract and the company gets listed or launched a smart contract, then I understand that this company is really keen or intent willing seriously to do that. Otherwise, I'm not taking it too serious. Not that I don't take it too seriously, but in just that I take it as just one stage of negotiations, another final thing where we have struck an agreement and shook hands and can say that the company is deploying in our ecosystem. I hope I've answered your question. Let's move on. Will I be able to buy tickets for Huracan Tap mega giveaway for TRC20? No, so far we're using only Web 20. If there is really high need, we are going to add TRC20 as well, but so far not. Are you planning to approach the American market? Because then the growth will be much quicker. Not necessarily, Dmitry. Not always the advent to the American market is the prerequisite for quick growth. More often, advent to the American market is the prerequisite for the quick closure. That's how it works. American market is a separate jurisdiction, separate world, if you will. There's China, United States, and all the rest. So it's just a separate world. And in order to invade American market, we need to register a separate business entity. We need to have an American director, and so on and so forth. And it's not the most difficult thing for us. More difficult is to prepare all the legal registration documents, enter the American market, and sustain the pressure from American regulators. This is more important because many companies who enter American market end their lives there because the laws in America are built like this to, first of all, protect the state interests. And each person and each even company, even being totally innocent, can be easily blamed for many things. And that thing must be taken into under advisement. So my initial priority here is to protect the company, protect the security of the company, then come my interests and interests of other people. And first of all, I'm focused on the company's interest here, not my interests. And my team and I are doing everything possible to protect the interests of the company. That's why we're going to enter American market much, much later when we'll be so strong, when we'll be able to afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars to legally prepare ourselves for the entry to the American market. So it's not so quick for us. Maybe we won't even need to go there at all. Maybe. Igor Glachenko is asking next question. Are you planning to sell additional keys? I read it already. Alex, where do you come from originally? Where did your company work in 2017 when you had an idea to start this question? I was born in Kurgan. I'm from Russia and I've lived all my life in Ukraine. I have a Ukrainian passport. And in 2017, I was in Ukraine. But the company I ran was not Ukrainian. I mentioned it in white paper in 2017. We were not doing any activities in terms of generation of profit for the company, but we were developing such technologies which became the basis for our today's DexNet. Then we had no idea that it's going to be DexNet. We just needed 500 beta boxes. We didn't call them Dex nodes. We called them meta boxes to keep content of our meta universe in a decentralized manner. Hello, what blockchain are we talking about here? Zeni? No, not that blockchain. We're talking about DexNet's Smart Chain blockchain. That's our own in-house blockchain that we have developed, which is very much different from all the existing ones, starting from consensus and ending with the physical realization of that blockchain, because it is located on low-power DEX nodes, those devices bought by our clients and installed in their homes to store information in a decentralized manner. Roman is asking next question. Through which blockchain are you doing transactions between DexNet, between marketing companies and DexSafe wallet? We use different blockchains for that. That's my answer. Our token DexNet is deployed on Binance Smart Chain blockchain, BEP20. That is why in that blockchain, all these transactions are exercised, if you're talking about this, if I understood you correctly. But now we are preparing our own in-house blockchain. Initially, we couldn't launch our in-house blockchain because we had to deploy it on something. We had to start the technology, we had to launch the DEX nodes, and we had to start the reward system for the holders of DEX nodes. And we used Binance Smart Chain, and that's where we deployed our token DexNet. But now we're testing our own in-house blockchain. Clients from Mongolia want to buy DEX nodes. Is there a possibility to deliver to Mongolia? Well, let's do it through tech support. In Mongolia, we have no official office, but I think we can somehow circumnavigate it. Lara is writing that she cannot see anything. Valentin, why next to DMC we have amount in dollars? It's an interesting question. Unfortunately, we're going to observe this number for quite a while yet, so that you are prepared for that. In fact, DexSafe, we have integrated DMC blockchain, but it shows the exchange rate of the DexNet token. That's why it shows the number in dollars. And the most sad thing here, anyway, Apple does not allow us to fully fix this bug, but we are looking for options here. But I understand it will take a while for us to correct this bug. So please, I'm sorry, and you will have to observe this amount in dollars, but with the understanding that it is not really related to DMC token in any way at the moment. But generally speaking, I think it's a very good instrument to visualize it for yourself. Okay, let's move on. How many active nodes the company would require by 2025? There is no target for us here. The more, the better. All of them will be part of our system. The main idea is that for the existence of blockchain, it's enough for us to have maximum 3,000 DEX nodes. For the existence of other services, sometimes it's enough for us to have 50 DEX nodes, sometimes 500 DEX nodes, and some services will not be using DEX nodes at all, but will be using our token and our technology. So we don't have it like we must have so many DEX nodes. Yes, we have internal roadmap, internal KPIs that we are following here. If we fulfill this plan, it's good. We are moving according to the plan. If we don't, then we correct the plan. That's life. But generally speaking, initially we were planning that in the first few years, we are going to sell 1 million DEX nodes. And so far, we haven't been correcting that plan. But maybe we will in future. Anton is asking next question. Tell me, please, how can I advertise in social media not to break the rules of the company so that referral guys will come to me? It's a good question, Anton. In fact, what I can tell you here, even if you're using in the post the word DexNet, it's a registered trademark, and you have no right to use that. You're already breaking the rules of the company. But in spite of all of that, we understand that there is no way around it, because there is no way for us to issue separate permits to each one to use this registered trademark. But what for sure you cannot do in social media. In social media, you are not allowed to make promises that you cannot keep. And what usually people promise? They promise some kind of miraculous return rate. Buy yourself a DEX note, you'll become a millionaire. And it's not true. You might become a millionaire, might not. To become a millionaire, at least you need to keep it running. At least you need to put all these tokens together and then sell all these tokens at a good price. It can take not one, not even two, not even 3 or 5 years. It can work differently. But when you promise something to a person through social media, it's already considered as your personal promise. You understand that people can already be criminally prosecuted for a like, or even for a post in social media. If you're writing a post in social media, making promises there, then you must keep your promise or make no promises. Often I observe a story when people are saying something which is not in line with the reality, just in order to sell DexNote as soon as possible because there's a commission or something. It's a wrong approach by far. I've seen situations when a person was told that DexNote that with information that it's going to distribute internet 5 kilometers around him in mountains. How can you make promises like this? I don't know. Once again, if you're serious about your intent, my recommendation is to see in a detailed manner. So you yourself must have no questions without answers. If you have questions without answers, find answers to that. And only after that, start promoting and advertising it. Then you'll be honest. You'll be sincere because people can read your sincerity, that they see that you are well versed into it, that you're not going to, you know, sell off something that you don't want yourself, but instead you'll benefit from it and you'll help other people to benefit from it when they could really change their lives for the better. You're going to approach it from this position. This is the right advertisement. But generally speaking, I think it would be good to prepare some kind of code of conduct for our sellers, how you can promote this technology. I think that would be the right approach. In fact, in multi-level marketing, there are both advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is that a client attracts another client, and this is indeed a very good working model. And the main disadvantage is that sometimes to attract new clients, people apply some untruthful means. Not all people, but sometimes they do apply it, and it can interfere with that person, with the business of the company, and eventually it can harm the person who you sold it for, because some people buy this stuff hoping to have internet in mountainous area 5 kilometers around him, and then that person writes to tech support that he was cheated out of his money, return my money. See, imagine a situation. That's the absurdity of the situation. Let's move on. Another person is asking a question. I've studied your platform and I believe that DexNet is a perfect system with great potential. Thank you very much. But I still believe that the marketing and promotion of your product requires improvement. I'm watching your videos and I see that they might be quite boring and unclear for novices. The great potential here is to make your content more creative and more accessible for broader audience. I'm no critic here. I just want to offer my assistance to promote your brand. If you're really interested in that, if you really think you can improve some things, please write tech support with your contact details. I'm sure we'll get in touch with you and see. Maybe we'll take you on your word and approach you, and maybe you can help us with that. We're all for it. Good evening. When are you planning to sell iCloud to third parties? I think you meant DexCloud. We're planning to do it right after we launch our production. Now we have 50 people testing it. We see how it can be improved, and I can tell you more. Our companies and we were going to test it very accurately, very sensitively. Maybe we'll even have to prepare backup with different servers. I'll tell you what it would look like. Now, the technology that we're deploying here is still new. It hasn't existed in the world before, and we're the first testers of this technology. Yes, we realize how it works, and based on that, we are confident in what we do. But at the same time, it's brand new technology, and we categorically are not prepared to risk the company's data who are going to be our clients. So initially with the companies, we're going to test it for half a year or even a year by preparing a lot of backups and see how it works, improving along the way. We're not creating a product that we want to release it on the market in a year's time. Come on, connect everybody, place your data there without testing it under pressure. It is a very important thing. Even now, with the new version of Huracan Tab, before launching it, we are going to test it under load. We are going to form a separate group of testers out of 1,000 people. We'll put together a separate chat for 1,000 users. So I'm sure we're going to share a link to that chat for those people who are prepared to participate in testing of new Huracan. We'll put together maximum 1,000 people. We'll close the chat and start testing it. You'll be really surprised by the difference in test between what that dozens of people, 1,000 people are testing it. Will be a real difference. There will be new devices, new conditions of interaction, new internet, new provider, new location, new something else on the cell phone of the user, different applications. And this is what testing is all about. Even Apple, after releasing the update for the 18th iOS, and was multi-billion corporation with I don't know how many people on the employee, thousands of people all over the world, maybe even tens of thousands. And they release 18th iOS, which has plenty of bugs. And now they're trying to fix those bugs now. And the same thing happens to each new update of Apple. And it's not because Apple program developers are bad. They are really cool and great. But that happens because when they're testing it with their test group, everything is great. They go to the production, some new surprises pop out, which are impossible to predict in principle. And then when we are going to launch Dex Cloud, I realized that it's a luxury that we cannot afford to release it too raw when we cannot afford to lose clients' data. It's a mistake that will never be corrected. So that's why we're going to do it from starting with testing. And even large companies, they will understand that we'll first release it as a testing stage. Hopefully, I've answered your question. Okay, let's move on. Good evening. At the previous meeting at BRICS countries on 21st through 24th of October, one of the suggestions will be to use the distributed register for a new multifunctional platform that will do the payments with tokens. So my question, will DexNet technology be somehow related to that platform for the mutual payments in tokens? Thank you for your answer. Dana is asking this question. Look, Dana, as far as BRICS of 24th of October is concerned, you need to understand what's going on in the world now. The world is doing total digitization. Not just digitization, they're launching national cryptocurrencies for each country. And each country now is adopting new laws for that. Many people are thinking that a lot of countries are sovereign states. In fact, not by far. Nothing can be farther from the truth. They're all interconnected. The main idea is to launch some kind of new cryptocurrency, CBDC, and the idea of that cryptocurrency would be to be equalized fully to the national currency of each country. That's what they want. Even BRICS countries are preparing for that. Now that we have a digital ruble, digital hryvnia, and digital tenge, and so on and so forth, with all the countries, not only BRICS countries. And all the jurisdictions are preparing new laws, not even laws, let me call it properly, more like resolutions of the Council of Ministers. I think lawyers, if there are lawyers in the Zoom, you understand what the difference between law and the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers. So these resolutions all bring to a situation when cryptocurrency becomes, well, cryptocurrency will continue to exist. It will be it will be outlawed, but instead they're going to legalize cryptocurrency in which people will be getting their wages, cryptocurrency with which they will be paying their utility bills, will be buying bread in supermarket. But how do I put it more correctly? The problem is that people do not fully realize what's going on there, and they think that CBDC is something good, something cool. But there is one thing, CBDC is deprived of the fourth function of money, which is saving. What does it mean? It means that if your wage is $10,000, for instance, you're a top manager working at a company, at the end of the month, your money will burn out if you have not spent it, meaning you will not be able to save it for older age or for the future. That's what they're trying to drive at with this CBDC. Okay, let's move on. Those people who understand what I'm driving at, they understand. We're in public field. I'm not going to make some sensational statements. Jambalat is writing, hello. After December 15th, there will be DexNet token and DNC. Only one of them will stay after December 15th. There will be even a third version, Jambalat. I'm not going to mention it now, but there will be a third option which you have not mentioned in your question. Sergey is writing, good evening. How the validation process in DexNet is going to be different from other similar processes in networking, like with Ethereum and Polkadot, where big amounts are distributed among all validators. For instance, Vitalik Buterin is already considering the minimum threshold for validators from 32 Ethereum to 1 Ethereum to make it more affordable for them. Interest to validation DexNet is going to be justified only if the number of validators will be justified by the technical need. I understand that the additional validation keys are going to be released only when the existing number of validators will not be able to manage the existing number of transactions. That's right. Can you please explain how you're planning to manage the number of validators and their validation keys in your ecosystem? Look, everything is quite straightforward. Our blockchain is using consensus of proof of authority. This is a consensus type, which uses, how do I put it correctly? Okay, you can use, it's not for you, Sergey, but generally, whoever wants to understand how our consensus works, you can Google for it, and in the Google search engine, put in Byzantine failure resistance, and you can add the word consensus and read about it, how it works, how that consensus works, and how we are planning to add validation keys to the validation pool or not. We have sold a total of 500 validation keys now. And with those 500 DEX nodes until December 15th, for sure, we are going to upscale our blockchain in testnet. And we shall see what loads it will be working on. If we'll be lacking the load from Hurricane Tap, then maybe we'll add a new script, which will simply moving tokens from one place to another, and this way creating more pressure on blockchain with greater number of transactions to upgrade it to 10 million per day. Maybe more than that. And we're planning to add the sales of validation keys only if the speed of transaction will drop below a quarter of a second. If we go below a quarter of a second, then we add a few more validation nodes to speed up the validation process. That's our strategy now. But generally speaking, we realize that more than 3,000 validation nodes are not, we're not going to sell more than 3,000 validation keys. Like blockchain Ethereum is generating about 120 transactions per second. 120 transactions per second for the second largest blockchain in the world is not enough by far. Now our throughput capacity is almost 4,000 transactions per second. So even with 500 DEX nodes, we need to approach the kind of number of transactions that Ethereum is working with, or do better than Ethereum. Anything is possible. Now it might sound too ambitious to do better than Ethereum, but nothing is standing still. Vitalik Buterin is singing his songs in Singapore, but maybe one day he was not even dreaming for his Ethereum blockchain to be better than anybody else. Will there be a recording? Yes, there will be a recording. These are the plus signs from the people who will attend the event. I'm happy to see these pluses. Vita wrote that unfortunately he cannot attend the event. Why in Dex Mobile you insist that traffic is encrypted? No operators would allow to do that. And as far as I know, eSIM does not maintain it. First, why I'm sure that the traffic is encrypted, because we encrypt it. why you're claiming that telecom operators do not allow that. Partially, you're right, but operators do not allow to encrypt the traffic of their own SIM cards because operators have international agreement that if the SIM card of a third-party operator comes to their country, then the local operator is obliged to service that card. And most interestingly, he is obliged to service it without censoring the traffic, without the analysis of the traffic, because that would be the citizen of another country coming with a different SIM card. They're not allowed to tap their traffic. Their own country can do this, but not a third party citizen. So we have used that legal loophole, if you will, to legally attach encryption to the traffic between eSIM and our DexNet network. This is a short story for you. Let's move on. Hello. Why cannot see DMC in DexSafe that I have generated with Hurricane Tap? Well, it should show there if you transfer it to your DexSafe. For instance, my DMC and DexSafe are synchronized with Hurricane Tap wallet in Telegram. I've imported it by private key. And I see it get synchronized. Maybe you should go to tech support. Maybe it's a special case. Iskander is writing now on use. Are you planning? Are there any plans for negotiations with the permits for USDT, USDC, and other stable coins? Well, we are going to approach this stage. One will have it. Yes, thank you, Igor. I understand Iskander's question, whether our blockchain will have such stable coins as USDT, USDC, and others a bit later, Iskander. Now, a few banks, European banks, show interest to our blockchain already. And now they're studying this, so it's quite possible that we'll have it. Hello? On what platforms our token is traded on? On xt.com. It's also traded on decentralized exchanges like Pancake. We are preparing listing for a few other exchanges, but as soon as we have it, we'll announce it. I will reveal a bit of a secret for you by saying that we are preparing for tier 1 exchange listing. That's what I can tell you now. Let's move on. Are you planning to launch Dex token on yet another exchange until December 15th? Yes, it is quite a possibility. Vladimir is asking next question. Good evening. We have a war. I'm going to translate it into Russian because, Vladimir, there are people from other countries, from Moldova, Kazakhstan. They will not understand Ukrainian. Hello, we are at war. And eligible men cannot leave the country. That's why we cannot go to Dubai. It's all temporary, Vladimir. You can watch Dubai in your dreams, but soon we're going to celebrate 2 years anniversary, 3 years anniversary. I'm sure then something will change and you will be able to travel. I sincerely believe that this craziness will end sooner or later. Irina is writing the next question. Consensus algorithm proof of authority has advantages in its technology. Its scalability, reliability, high throughput capacity. Among the disadvantages, lack of decentralization and model to stimulate ordinary participants of the network. That's right, Irina. That's why we decided to use this concept for our DEX nodes, and also potential vulnerability of validators compared to our competition. Proof of authority. Well, okay, I will comment it. Proof of authority, this consensus is prepared for the integration by Ethereum. Ethereum blockchain, you can read it up, that in their box, they have such a consensus. But why don't they launch it? Because those DEX nodes that are already operational cannot maintain that consensus in the decentralized way. It will be working in centralized way. But if that consensus is integrated initially into our blockchain and then improved to the situation when that consensus will be able to work with low power DEX nodes, then it will be a very interesting mix here. Generally speaking, this proof of authority consensus is not our internal idea of DexNet. We didn't invent it. What we invented is the decentralized storage of data with our DEX nodes, and we invented how to use this consensus and how connect that blockchain to our DEX nodes so that our DEX nodes will be working the consensus proof of authority, but at the same time, they would be processing transactions by confirming them, by validating them. Here, as a result, we have total decentralization, because our DEX nodes are not placed in data centers. Not a single DEX node is placed in data center, and those DEX nodes have that blockchain deployed. And that becomes really interesting and really decentralized. When are you going to announce Huracan 2.0? Very soon, really soon. Good evening. Now we have tokens. Then you convert it to DEX coin after the launch of blockchain to the world. What will be the exchange rate? Maxim, again, it's a question for the later stage because it's not going to work like that. But if you're talking about the exchange rate of token to DexNet token to blockchain to DEX coin, closer to the launch date, I will answer this question. Okay, Dmitry is asking next question. Are you planning to enter the American market? Yes, I've answered that question already. Not now, a bit later, much later. Felix is asking next question. Staking in the wallet is going to be available after the launch of blockchain. Which tokens will be for the stake available for the staking? Which tokens will be available for the staking? Well, first thing, that would be our token, DexNet. That's for sure. Also, we have a few other ideas, but we'll announce them as soon as we implement this story, okay? Luchka is writing, you're best of the best. Thank you for your work and your belief in us. Thank you. The feeling is mutual, Lucia. Victor is asking next question. There are 3 questions, all having numbers, super convenient. Are there new promising products of the company? Yes, we have them. But first we want to explore the existing products and then we'll release new ones. On December 15th, for that you need to be at our openings, at our anniversary. Maybe you will learn something new there. So once again, be there. So I like that plugging. There might happen something. Yes, it's a fact. You must be there. And that's where you will get answers to all these questions. Not simply answers, you will see the answers to your questions. Okay, moving on. Valery is asking next question. My question is about security. I knew it myself. I taught others. I heard you that never, ever we should follow the unknown links. That's right. But I received NFT into my tone space from Telegram. I could never think that here there could be some wrong link. I followed that transaction in blockchain, and now I'm afraid that maybe I'm thinking about it, but something is happening with my iPhone that never happened before. How can I clean my iPhone? And what should I do so that nobody jailbreaks it? Okay, well, we'll take first part of the question. What needs to be done with iPhone? You need to reinstall the iOS with iPhone. The correct version will be, if you're familiar a bit with the technology, then you need a computer, you need iPhone, and you need a connecting cable. Basically, that's it. You can do it yourself. Whereas if you haven't never done it before and you know how to start about it, you can go to the service center and ask them to reinstall the operating system of your phone. Just explain to them that you're afraid that there is a phishing link and now your iPhone behaves funny. What to do next? All the passwords, everything else. Change everything. better still, you'll be safer, because there is a probability that wrongdoers have got a copy of that. Second question, in Hurricane Tap, my wallet was disconnected with Hurricane Game, and it was impossible to connect the same wallet. I had to create a new one. With the launch of blockchain, what points are going to be calculated? Only from one wallet connected to the game, or all wallets once connected to the game? All wallets. The only thing you need to do is you need DNC tokens on your wallets. Doesn't matter how many wallets you have created, because you can always put it to the same wallet or keep it in different wallets, whatever is more convenient for you. But you will need only DNC tokens, not Hurricane Tap, which you have transferred, doesn't matter, to DexSafe or something else. Can I keep in DexSafe USDT TRC20? If yes, then how can I withdraw it later? Do I need the gas for that, and which one? Yes, you need gas always to withdraw tokens, not coins. Once again, what is token and what is a coin? A token is the counting value which is deployed on an existing blockchain as a separate smart contract, in fact. What is a coin? Coin is a mother coin of that blockchain. For instance, USDT TRC20 is built on blockchain Tron of TRC20 standard, but at the same time, it is a token. It is a stable, sometimes it's called stable coin, but in fact it is token. It's not a coin. USDT TRC20. So in order to do transaction from one wallet to another, you need Trons. That is mother coin of Tron blockchain. But it so happened that on the decentralized exchanges that our DexSafe wallet is connected to on PancakeSwap, there is no exchange of TRC20 to any other standard. As a result, you will have to buy Trons at some centralized exchange. You can go to STT.com, for instance, or Binance. You can buy a small number of Trons, and then you'll be able to pay with these Trons for this transaction. But it will be quite an expensive transaction. Just yesterday we did transactions in TRC20. We paid $5 for each transaction. Doesn't matter which amount you're transferring. You can transfer only one USDT, but you will pay $5 as a commission. A bit before that, there's a Victor who asked 3 questions. You took only one answer, and I skipped 2 other questions. Okay, thank you for bringing it back. I will first take Julia's question. Then, how will I be able to withdraw? To withdraw on the same wallet, you will have to put a few Trons. But most interestingly, the Trons in TRC20, that blockchain, there's an interesting specialization. If you, on your wallet TRC20, never sent at least 1 Tron, then it is not considered to be activated. And that wallet will keep reminding you of that you are sending money to unactivated wallet. Why does it do this? So that when you receive USDT or you send somebody to USDT and the person has no Trons there, so that person will not be in a position where he won't be able to transfer it. Thank you, Igor. Back to Victor's questions. Okay, second question there. If, God forbid, China attacks Taiwan, of course, it's just a matter of time. What will happen to the company? Everything will be good. How will you securitize the company? We have already made it safe. Moreover, when we had a meeting with the Council of the Sheik, it was about a year ago, and we were discussing these things about Taiwan, about China, and then we were saying right away that we're building a business strategy in such a way so that the spare parts providers, so that we are not solely dependent on a single parts provider, so that our whole business would not grind it to a standstill. That's why we insured ourselves against such an eventuality. Don't worry about that. Question number 3. Will be any special offer for development companies? Maybe I will delegate this question to you, Igor. There will be a special offer for development companies. We're working on it. Why we haven't launched it yet? Because we thoroughly look at all these proposals from our side, from the side of security and from the side of stability of the company, and from the side of the development company's interests, because it's a step when, if we launch it once, there is no way back. We won't be able to go back on that. So we are studying all the possibilities. We're talking to a number of development companies. There were a few development companies visiting our office already. We see their feedback. We see their reaction. We see whether they want to be part of this business. It's very important to get feedback from them and to develop the strategy, which we already have more or less prepared. But we want to make it even better, and officially we'll launch it in the first quarter next year. We'll prepare it for it. That's why this story is going to become public, and you will see the strategy, not just the strategy, you will see the first successful cases that will be implemented. So while we're preparing strategy, we're already in negotiations with the development companies, and the Sheikh came up with a number of clients, and we have our own clients and contacts. So it's all work in progress. Very soon, it'll become a reality. Thank you, Igor. iPhone Biz is writing, tell me, please, what is the difference between cryptocurrency wallet from your crypto hot wallet? I think cold wallet is better than hot wallet. In fact, you're right. Cold wallet is more reliable than hot wallet. But that reliability is highly conditional. Okay, let me tell you what the difference is. Ledger is the hardware wallet, and DexSafe is software wallet. So architecturally, they're different already. But to be perfectly honest, I own Ledger and I don't keep a single dollar there. I will not tell you why, because we are discussing DexNet today, but I'm not keeping anything in Ledger. All my assets, and Igor can confirm it, and other guys, are kept on DexSafe wallet. All my assets are kept in DexSafe. There's one disadvantage with a cold wallets is that this is a physical hardware wallet. If you lose it, then you lose everything. Hot wallets, you can restore it. Here, you confirm all the transactions by physical hardware. You must always have it on hand. Sometimes it's not really convenient because you must always carry it with you all the time because you confirm all the transactions through that. So you rather should read the specs and understand all the details about DexSafe. And actually, the previous AMA session was about the security of DexSafe, its functionality. You can look up the recording of that last session. And I also move all my assets to DexSafe where I store them, and I can sleep without losing any sleep. Tatiana is asking next question. Tell us, please, when are you going to allow the proper visualization of DexNet that we transfer to DexSafe now? Now we see all the transactions only after a few hours after the initial withdrawal. Okay, Tatiana, very good feedback. Thank you very much. Well, it happens instantaneously in my case. Maybe there can be some lag time, but I would advise you to go to the tech support and we'll look at your case individually. Although in blockchain, everything is shown there. Yes, I guess something is happening with your wallet, Tatiana, the one which is installed on your system. iPad 2, she's writing. Okay, iPad 2 is writing. Next question. You're planning the growth of DexNet coin up to $100. Not exactly. Well, whatever it grows, it may be 100, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe one. It depends not only on us, but on all of us, including yourself. But it's not possible because of different reasons, he's writing. You, of course, understand this. No, we don't. And then why do you Why do you exceed people's expectations, thus falling under the criticism of real crypto pros? To create independent internet network, you need thousands and even millions of DEX nodes. What is your ultimate goal? We have voiced our goal at the beginning of the Zoom. Our ultimate goal is to deploy a decentralized network out of DEX nodes. Which number of DEX nodes? It depends on the progress. If we can have 1 billion sold, super good. 100 million, it's good. 1 million is also good, but not less than 1 million. We'll still come to the 1 million DEX nodes sold. It's a matter of time. About the exceeding the expectations, falling under the criticisms of people in the know, experienced financiers and crypto pros. Well, people are prone to criticize everything, all the good and bad things. Everything is criticized. If you even take Lamborghini and find billions of bad mouthing critics who saw Lamborghini only on TV. You can also think about Mercedes. It's a good car. Yes, it's a good car. But if you Google for it, you can find a lot of information that it's no good car from BMW drivers, maybe. That is why I strongly disagree with your statement. We have managed this goal as for the expected $100 value. It's not that we expect the value of the coin to grow up to 100. Our tokenomics was audited, and they told us that the price is going to grow up to $100 in the next 10 years, and we believe them. When we look at how independent internet network is done, we need thousands and millions of DEX nodes for that. Yes, I agree with that, but we are working on it. Independent internet network is too big of an ambition that we are going to, but we're doing it one step at a time. What we're talking about now, we're talking about the centralized cloud. This is the closest thing that we have under our control. Igor, can you add something to it? Yes, I can. I must add something, of course. First of all, let us see an important thing here, because many people are crying that, okay, we have launched token and this token is going to cost thousands of dollars in future, will be more expensive than Bitcoin. Look at all our AMA sessions and tokenomics sessions. We, as far as the value is concerned, we are talking only about real value, which exists on the market now. We're talking about a certain period in 10 years' time. We're not looking at 1 or 2 years ahead. We're talking for the period in 10 years. We got audit of 2 services only, and as a result, they predict $100 or even $120 in 10 years' time. This is first thing. We're not saying that it's going to happen tomorrow. We never promised this. We're going to try to approach it, and $100 per coin is quite a realistic number, judging from the whole ecosystem built around token. The token is not only token for to buy and sell. You can use this token. That's the biggest value in crypto world. And such critics, I would like to look into the eyes of those critics who would repeat what they were criticizing sitting in the sofas, switching channels, and there is no constructive criticism. Like Alexei said, that we accept criticism if it is constructive, but these are just rumors and simple empty words. Even iPad 2 is the name that of that user who is asking this question. We are prepared to build all our statements on arguments while saying $100 and $1, because we see the prospect, we see what we're moving towards. And if we look at some crypto projects who in a year or 2 or 3 years have achieved hundreds of dollars of capitalization of the price per coin, then why can't we emulate that? Why can't we do that? You take any example, like blockchain of a token, which in the past 1 year has grown by hundreds of dollars. How could they, using only 1 or maybe 2 products, and we have full ecosystem? Why can't we claim that? Of course we can. As for the network of thousands and millions of DEX nodes, that's a matter of time. we are building the foundation to be prepared for these millions of DEX nodes and tens of millions of DEX nodes. But for that, we need to build a foundation and put it all in place so that we can build this building on top of that. Everything is being prepared. With time, you will see it. Now we're preparing it behind the scenes. At a certain moment of time, it will be revealed to our users. You will see how new things are released to the market. Once we were discussing it with Alexei in the office, that we have another partner there, that we have such small beast, small animal, that we need to first tame it and train it. But if you do everything correctly with that, the prospects of $100 per coin is more than realistic expectations. We know what you're talking about. Look at the blockchain alone. We understand the sheer scale of that. This is the product that would require years and years of work into it. And we're prepared to do that. We're going to build a team and put it together and build this product. And our own blockchain already means a lot. It is going to upgrade the value of blockchain and the whole ecosystem. So forget about other systems. And I hope iPad 2 received the answer to your question. Yes, thank you, Igor. Is there a plan to open an office in Kazakhstan? Earlier, I heard that if you have more than 1,000 partners, you're going to open new branches in different countries. I know about 1,000 partners, but generally speaking, we do open branches in different countries. And sooner or later, we're going to approach Kazakhstan as well. It's a matter of time. iPad 2 is asking next question. Which one of the citizens of United Arab Emirates is the investor or co-owners of DexNet? Out of United Arab Emirates, speaking about the citizens, there's not a single investor, not a single co-owner of DexNet. If you're talking about Sheikh Majid, yes, he's a citizen of United Arab Emirates, but Sheikh Majid is not an investor, nor is he a co-owner of DexNet. And DexNet has 3 co-owners. You can see 2 of them here. And the third one, okay, you can see the 2 of them. Now, the third one you'll meet later in good time. He works as an advisor or general support. We get Sheikh provides general support, but he is not an investor, nor is he a co-owner. Yeah, but we are operating under his general patronage. Next question is asked by Pavel. Will token be traded on such exchanges as Bybit, Binance, and others? You know what? It will be, but it's a matter of time. We need community for that. In order to enter Bybit or Binance, we need to have a lot of wallets, a lot of transactions. So far, it's too early to enter them, but we're going to prepare listing for tier 1 exchange. Remember that Binance wrote about us already, so we are attracting their attention, which is good. Yes, indeed. Let's move on. I also bought 4 DEX notes, and only later I realized that they will never be able to, I will never be generate enough tokens to pay back my investment. Then why did you buy the 4 DEX notes with such a mood? But I like your smiling there. I think you will pay back your investment. No problem, especially with a promotion. You know what I would rely on here on a different thing. If you're buying DexNote specifically to pay back your investments, I know maybe it's not the best option for you. I personally, when I'm buying iPhone, I'm not thinking about how much time I will need to get my payback. I'm thinking about all the useful things that it will generate for me, including money, because all my business is concentrated within laptop and my iPhone. And when I buy iPhone, I realize that it's an instrument for me. Or when a car technician is buying a toolkit for his garage, he's not thinking how much he paid for the toolkit. Unfortunately, most of the people think just like you, but this is the approach through consumption. If you have consumerism approach, this is a bad story. I realize that our audience, quite possibly in the next 2 or 3 years, will change drastically. I'll be honest with you, I'll be even happy about that. I like all the DexNode users, even the ones who are asking the same questions like what is its payback period, and when they sell it to others, they make promises like it's going to earn up to $80 per day. I disagree with that because our DEX notes are not bringing in dollars. They're not related to dollars in any way. But still, such things are told as stories, and people are sitting there thinking, well, $80 per day, so I will get it paid back within a certain number of days. And it's cheating. And then they come to tech support and write to us and they say that I was cheated out of my money, but we didn't make those promises. So I need to have more educated audience, and I already see such more educated people among our clients who do realize that okay, I bought DexNote not to get it paid back, because no, happiness will happen to you only when you get your money paid back. This is too sad. When you buy yourself an apartment, you're not thinking what about its payback period, but here you're moving towards business. Let's move towards business in a somewhat different way, not through the model. And there are things that depend on you as well. What can you do? You can go and pay for the service with this token. Have you received some benefit or value out of it? Is it related to the payback of DexNote? I don't know, because you received certain service, and for the payback, you need money, right? To get money, you need to go and sell that generated token on the exchange. When are you going to sell it? At what price? It's your decision. If you go and sell it today at quite a low price, although it's still made more than 5 times as much as since its listing value. If you go and sell it when the value of the token will be $100, maybe can it be $100? Can be, although we don't guarantee it, but it's quite realistic, and we do have its as an orientation, and the chance that we're going to achieve it or even do better than that, we also have good chance of that. Once Ether cost 3 cents. I remember a time when I was buying it for 3 cents. Then I sold it, not that much more expensively than that, but I did the silly thing. Some people are buying our tokens at 5.5 cents and they sell it at 6 cents. It's as silly a step as I did with Ether. If I kept that Ether which I bought for 3 cents, it was what, 7 years ago, right? I would have sold it for 3 cents, 1 Ether. I would have thought that, well, it's a strange business with Ether, but if I sold it at $3,000 at its peak value, that would be more interesting. So it's highly subjective with the payback of DexNode. It doesn't depend only on DexNode and DexNet. It largely depends on who is the DexNode holder when they decide to sell it. So I don't like selling, or your statement that your DexNode is going to be paid back in a certain number of months or years. What if you get it back earlier or later? You can build your business for longer term and make even more money. Yes, we have 6 minutes left to be within 1.5 hours as promised. Can I put into staking tokens bought at the exchange? Let's take this question a bit later. We'll prepare separate functions for that. Questions about Huracan. When are you going to release 2.0? Will there be airdrop for those people who haven't reached diamond level? Okay, it will be different. Now everybody need to do their best with Huracan, but closer to December 15th, I'll tell you, nobody will be disgruntled with the result, okay? Next, Anatoly is asking next question. Hello, can I use DexNet logo for advertisement with the express consent of the company only? You first tell us what you need to use it for. So you can write to tech support. What are your plans and ideas? And then we can discuss it and issue our consent. Can I stake tokens from DexPoint and how to do that? Pavel already answered the similar question. We're going to do a separate staking for that. Tell us, please, how Dex Mobile is encrypting traffic, because our operator is saying that it's all cheating. eSIM doesn't know how to encrypt the traffic, and I'm saying that it can. So what can we do about it? In Hurricane, you must go through all the levels until the final level. Not necessarily, but you're advised to do so. If DexNet breaks down, there will be wear and tear. Then what should I go to? If there will be a breakage within a year since your purchase, and it's our mistake, then we'll change it for you for free. If it is your problem or your mistake, then we can repair it for you for money. Iskander is writing that we've been always with you, starting with the first presentation from Antalya. Yes, I remember you. We wish you all the best success. Thank you. Alexei, Igor, what do you think about HBO video about the creator of Bitcoin? To be honest, I haven't watched that video about the founder of Bitcoin. I just didn't have time to watch it. We just don't have available time to watch all. Many people are talking about it. Maybe we'll watch it one day. I think the secret is not really disclosed because HBO, just like Netflix, just like Google, just like iPhone, just like other mega corporations, is not something what we think about them, unfortunately. Let's move on. Roman is writing, hello, I have a question about Hurricane Tap. Are there any criteria to get rewards? As a participant, I understand that the idea is not to really tap it, but rather do a lot of transactions to test the blockchain. That's right. In one of the sessions, Igor mentioned that the reward will be acquired by those people who will reach last league. But last league means so many taps that not everybody has so much time left, even with big number of tickets. But at the same time, one can focus on transactions, which is one of the important criteria. And yes, Roman, you're right. We are updating Hurricane Tap now. There will be version 2.0, and the tapping algorithm is going to be changed considerably. You won't have to tap it all day through. You will make transactions. Aida is asking next question. Are you planning to list at the Bing exchange? Aida, I will skip this question if you don't mind. You'll understand why, okay? Nikolai is asking next question. Design-wise, nodes will remain the same because I want to install the DexNet in my car, airplane, in backpack, always with me. Or it's my wishful thinking. Well, it's your wishful thinking, that's right, but I cannot guarantee that they will stay the same shape and design as now because we're already working on. Anyway, we're working on a new design. You are forcing me to reveal secrets that I don't want to reveal. Hello, I failed the verification on XT exchange. They say that my age is wrong because I just turned 17. It's too bad because, you know, a person is capable of living over than 160 years. If you find it interesting, you can study such thing as anthropological transition and what is prepared for that. I think, Sophia, you're too young maybe for that. You have lived only half of your life out of 160 years. Maybe that's why XT don't want to approve your registration, but I find it really strange. You know, I promise you what we can do. Let us find out what is the age limit there because we have direct communication with xt.com with that exchange. Okay, thank you, Igor. Let's move on. There are a number of other questions. There are quite a number of them. I know. Let's try to do that. Maybe we'll speed up our answers. Irina is writing, now I understand. You removed that vulnerability in your blockchain. Yes, that was about proof of authority. What is DEX rate and how do you calculate it? I will explain it quickly. DEX rate is a quotient used to calculate the value of internet parameter. DEX rate is calculated based on a combination of number of parameters like uptime of the network, within which time you were connected to the network, weather breakdowns, and you calculate it throughout the day and throughout the 7 days, these two parameters. Next one is throughput capacity of your network. Number 3 is protection from the bot farms. When DEX nodes start to be put together in a single place, when they're located in big quantity in one place, and this place, how do I put it? Let me try to put it in words. How does algorithm work? Whatever is put into the cloud, everything is split into container. Each container has a number of 4 other copies are fragmented so that we have 5 copies of the same puzzle, of the same fragment. And the system is following to make sure that these DEX nodes are not collected on the same DEX node, on the same API address, and the same Wi-Fi router, which are put into one big congestion. It doesn't mean that you cannot buy a few nodes. You can. But if you took, say, 10, 15, 20 DEX nodes, if you can see that now DEX rate is 1, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue like this forever. DEX rate 1 is going to be maintained only in case when one of the parameters that affects the number 1, when we have in our network 5 times more DEX nodes which are placed one at a time. I know maybe I haven't explained it properly. If all of a sudden it happens that the system has nowhere to send the fragments of the same copy to be it decentralized, aside from the 2 copies placed in your small farm, then the system is not going to send it. It's going to reduce the DEX rate of your farm. And if you see that you have 10, 15, 20 DEX nodes and your DEX frame is going down at the same time, your throughput capacity is the same, like 15 megabit per second and 5 megabit for transmission or higher. Anything below that reduces your DEX rate. Uptime is 100%, stable communication with internet. There are no breakdowns, but at the same time, you see the DEX rate goes down, and considerably it goes down, not 0.99, but 0.6, 0.4, 0.3, and so on. Then take a few DEX nodes, 5, 3 of them, and put them to different places. Okay, Anton is writing. It's clear that the company does not plan to enter the American market. Question, maybe some products can work for American clients. You know, guys, we cannot even work with American citizens until we don't have a company registered there. This is what is described in the offer. We have no plans, we have no right to work with American citizens until we're properly represented on the American market. Mikhail is writing from Rostov, why not issue notes to on the loan, since they pay for themselves so quickly? I will skip your question if you don't mind. Are you planning to open an office in Belarus? We haven't thought about it, but if the market develops in Belarus, why not? Victor is writing next question. You and Igor are still intriguing. That's why I'm asking this question. Will there be office for developers? Victor, there will be office, but we need to prepare them properly. And Igor mentioned it. We need to understand that developers are live people like you and me. And they see their own profit behind this. Why should they place those DEX nodes in their houses built? But the model they want is not beneficial for us. The model for them is that they buy 500 DEX nodes, they place it in all the apartments, they collect all the tokens, and they sell it on the exchange. Because they're not going to use services. They're going to put too much pressure on the value of the token. Nobody needs that. That's why Igor is in the process of negotiation with a number of developing companies. And we are trying to solve this, how to make sure that we will have a win-win situation when everybody's happy. And it is totally safe for the company as well. In your wallet app, I wanted to order a virtual card for 30 USDT. USDT, not. But Apple Pay is blocked in Russia. Will it be possible to pay in stores with this card? Well, if you do not connect it to Apple Pay, you will be able to pay through online payments. When you mention the number of the card, expiry period and CV code. Or you need a physical card, but physical cards are not issued yet. We are working only with virtual cards. Vasily is writing next question. Where nothing is eternal in this world. How do you plan to implement the rights of inheritance to the DEX node, the right of validation, etc.? I wish you good health and longevity. But what measures have been taken to ensure that the technology continues to develop and work? To make sure that it will continue to work if something happens to the developer. Look, Vasily, as far as developers are concerned, we don't have a single developer. We have a whole team of developers, a big staff of developers, and continues to grow. And we have both full-time developers, the guys who are on our full employ. There are part-time developers who are helping us with separate projects. But generally speaking, the process is developed like the network has been launched, the products have been released, and now it will be impossible to put a stop to that. And later on, it will be even more difficult. And the bigger we grow, the less is the possibility to go back or disconnect the DEX nodes and kill the project. So from the side of the company, don't worry about that. From the side of the DEX node holder, I think the right thing would be to keep it on the side of the DEX node holder. Because, like for instance, we have no verification. And there's no way for us, if somebody from the former DEX node holders will come to us showing us the death certificates saying to us, give us the right to use that DEX node. We won't be able to do that because we don't know whose death rate it is, who was the original owner. If we had this information, it will be too silly because then we will be able to switch off the whole DexNet network if we knew everything about the holders. So the right strategy here would be to pass to your heirs some access to this. But that function is possible in our cloud. Any user of the cloud will be able to set up an option. So if they don't enter the cloud for a year or half a year, then what happens in that moment in time? At that moment in time, the access to this cloud is passed to the trusted individual, and such a function will be integrated into the memory cloud. Okay, next. How can I withdraw a referral reward for buying tickets from Hurricane Tap? For some reason, it doesn't work. Yes, please wait. We haven't activated it for anybody yet. Victor is asking next question. Hello, one question from me. Due to the war, I have to save money, and the whole DEX node costs quite a lot for me. Are there any other ways to earn money without investing anything? Victor, I think the best way is to go to the marketing companies here because DexNet does not offer such opportunities. Even if we speak about Hurricane Tap, let's be honest, it's unlikely that you'll make as much as to buy 1, 2, 3 DEX nodes. Something you will make. It will be much more than the infamous rather, Tap game that failed miserably recently. Okay, you understand what I'm talking about here. Go to the marketing company with that question. Victor, you're super great. Respect for your work. Thanks for the answers. Yes, DexPoint to you. DexPoint actually is a very good option. You can use some recommendation instruments available by marketing companies. You can make money like that for the Dex node. How is the smartphone with which you are testing the phishing link behaving now? It's a very good question. The phishing link's idea was to steal your Google disk, not only Google disk, but generally speaking, whatever you do there is collected by that phishing link. That's why it's quite a tricky link. I'm can I talk because I am in business with a sheik. For instance, I'm using Starlink, but can I say that I'm in business with Elon Musk? I don't think so. Victor's writing next question. Yes, a friend told me about DexPoint, but the mining there is extremely slow. No, there is no mining there. In principle, we have no mining anywhere. It's important to understand because mining is a legal term which is not legally acceptable in many jurisdictions. So in only 4 DEXs in a few weeks, and a node costs almost $2,000. While we are talking here, Bitcoin is growing. Do your business, Victor. I agree. How many years the sheik will reign? I know. How do you want me to answer this question? Sergis, I especially liked about one of the questions when financiers and crypto pros are put in the same sentence. How can I understand that I downloaded your wallet and not a fake one? First of all, it's going to be called DexSafe with our logo. Secondly, when you're going to download it from Play Market or App Store, look at the original publisher. It should mention DexNet and the developer of the company. If there is somebody else, don't download it, please. Thank you to DexNet. Thanks to it. Now I understand crypto a world better. Question, why not make an audit to 0, I guess? Why don't you make yet another audit to double check the data on the token price? Because we have done audit once. We've done it with 2 services. We needed that audit not to really everybody understand, aha, $100, let's start doing business. No, we needed audit to understand the tokenomics developed for DexNet. Is it really viable? That's the first question we had. Second question, if it is viable, then how sustainable the tokenomics? And we covered this 2 questions with answers. Based on the example of just 2 services, we got 2 A's. For your understanding, it's the level of reliability of banks or companies. It is considered that virtually we're almost there. But if we take from the absolutely top reliability, we're almost at the top here. Why not fully at the top? Because still it's cryptocurrency, and the audit done for tokenomics, they see it's all based on cryptocurrency. And wherever there is cryptocurrency, they start reducing the rating because there is some inherent risk. So going to auditors for the purpose of getting some feedback from them, we work with cryptocurrency, we have such and such services. General tokenomics, we ask them a question, is it viable? Or maybe there is some kind of gap that we're going to fall into in 1, 2, 3, 5 years. That was the main purpose of calculation, not to calculate the value of token, because what auditor calculated, what is happening in the market, may not coincide. It may. Maybe we can achieve $100 value in 5 years. Maybe it will take us 20 years. Maybe we'll never achieve $100. Maybe we'll do $1,000. It's a market. And here, everything depends not on how we built our business model, but rather on you as well, on the 3 marketing companies, how they're going to behave on the market. There are too many nuances attached to that. But the way we see it now, how token works on the market, we'll like it, to be honest. Yes, it's not $1, but it's 5 times higher than the original listed value in 1 year's time. It's a good story, and we just started. Our DEX notes just appeared quite recently. Some people wrote that sales are quite slow. You need thousands and millions of DEX notes, but DEX notes appeared on the market quite recently already. We have thousands of DEX notes, not millions, but thousands. Okay, next. I don't fully understand all the terminology yet, but I understand one thing. You need to learn, or rather acquire knowledge on a smartphone and computer. This is part of the business that I entered. I agree. I believe the company and its leaders, and all in general, all the partners who believe in themselves and the company. Yes, thank you for your comment. Iskander, I bought 2 DexNotes. If you look at it from the payback side, they have already brought me 2 times the value. See, some people made quite good money if I convert tokens into USDT at the current rate. Thank you, Iskander, for your answer. It's only if Iskander goes and sells his tokens today. What if he sells them in a year's or 2 years' time? Then what will be the payback rate? I bought 2 DexNotes and 3 tickets, but I'm not tapping for the game. Do I stand a chance to win something? Yes, you do, but you'll need to install Huracan 2.0. You don't need to tap that game. You'll use different mechanics, but there will be a good chance to win something. There's another option. You can participate in a mega giveaway of Huracan. For that, you don't need to tap anything. You simply buy a ticket in Huracan Tap and try your luck with that. Now there are 1,500 tickets sold, but you still have 2 months ahead. There will be more sales, but already now you have very good chance. Okay, Irina is writing next question. Alexei, hello. What is your vision of the company in 10 years' time from now? It's more of a philosophical question, but to be honest, maybe it will shock you. At least some people are shocked with that. In the past 5 years, I stopped making plans. I will explain why. If I set for myself a goal, then I limit myself by that goal. For instance, we set a goal for ourselves to have 1 million DexNotes or 1 billion DexNotes, and we limit ourselves by that number. It means that the best, absolutely best result for our work will be 1 billion DexNotes. But if we do not set for ourselves this goal, then 1 billion might be just an intermediary goal for us, and we can do much better. An example for you. Once I set for myself a goal to achieve 500 meta boxes, and now we have more than 3,000 such meta boxes. And the goal of meta boxes was the final goal for us. I imagine that we're going to place around just 500 DexNotes, and we're not going to place any more. We call them meta boxes. So that was my original plan. There is even a saying: if you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. And that's what happens usually. People who are planning it for 5-10 years ahead, in modern world, it's simply impossible. Impossible to plan for 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. Constantly, everything is changing so quickly around you that it's not the way you should choose. There is a general orientation that we're trying to follow. This is something that we follow, but at the same time, we are still in the acceptance stage. I don't set a goal for ourselves that we're going to under the patronage of the sheik. No, I didn't even set a goal for myself to attract 1 million US dollars of investments to develop it as a business. Initially, yes, I was thinking that maybe we can try it with our own money. And we have entered it, and I spent almost $1.5 million that I invested into the development of this technology before even we start negotiating with investors. And we did it exclusively funded by my personal money throughout 7 years. That is why it's hard for me to answer your question here. I know for sure that we are implementing the technology, that we're going to deploy it, that we're going to have services that will rely on this technology, but I cannot answer your question here because today my thinking is like this. In 5-7 years, my thinking is going to expand like this. And the company that will approach with this kind of thinking and that thinking, that will be 2 different companies. And now I can set the bar only for this kind of thinking or orientation. This way I will limit myself. And in 5-10 years from now, it will be like this. Because we're not standing still, we're constantly developing. Okay, iPad 2 again. I bought DexNote by and 3 notes on 15th of December. Where are they? In Dubai. In Dubai. I will ask moderators, please give us a link, or maybe Igor, if you have it, a link to the site with the event for October, for 15th of December, where they can buy tickets and everything. Guys, I'm getting tired already, and we're already way over limit. Okay, let's take three last questions from the end because there are too many questions left. It's impossible to answer all of them. We are almost 2 hours live. Let's not take too much pressure, put too much pressure on Alexei. Let me read three more questions, and you scan those questions that we have missed. Maybe there are some valuable questions. We'll take another question from them. Natalia is asking next question. Can we put Spanish language into the videos? The Spaniards are asking, they say that there's only translation to English. I shared the video in English with them. But they couldn't find a translation to Spanish. Can you please answer? Natalia, look, YouTube itself has a functionality of translation and the generation of comments. You can create comments and then select the language as the translation. It will not be good quality, but enough to understand the general idea. The first 10,000 is hard to make. Another 10,000 is much easier. Guys, this question is out of the context for me. I bought full DEX notes. If I sell all tokens at current asking price, then I would have returned 3 times the value of the original purchase. But if the value doesn't change and I wait for the staking, 3-year staking, it will already be 10 times over the price paid. It's already pretty good. And how much the token will grow over the past of those 3 years. That's right. You don't take into consideration other things. Starting from block 13, we're going to start the distribution of tokens that we are making from selling services. In other words, 40% of all those tokens are going to be distributed among the holders of DEX notes. It's going to be very, very interesting. That's where the real business will start. We're just distributing, airdropping those tokens at the moment. And as of token 13, the real business will start. Igor, are there any interesting questions there? Yes, I see one interesting question that I would like to remind everybody. We have a web page that people enter and buy tickets. They buy DexNode and participate in that promo that we have. And this way they buy 3 tickets. Some people buy it from the site. We have a big, please never ever, that we have crypto processing there. If you click on buy button and you move to crypto processing, if you see QR code and you simply take that wallet and share it with somebody else to pay it for you by that QR code, this doesn't work like that. Some people simply take the link, copy it, and give it to somebody else already generated QR code, and they pay it for it. This way, they don't put any real data there and make the payment, and the system doesn't see who that person is, what email that person has, and where to send the tickets. Sometimes you have to go to tech support to understand who paid, when they paid it. So only if you generate for yourself, you buy it for yourself, you have to make the payment, because you put in the personal data, your email, then only then you will receive your ticket. If you haven't received the ticket, just write to tech support and we'll find out the problem and we'll send all the tickets to their rightful owners. Tech support works with that. No problems. So about the web page, soon we're going to update the web page. Huracan already works through Huracan Tap with tickets, and if you find it more convenient, you can buy it from Huracan Tap. If you buy it from the site, you understand that you don't copy the link and give it to everybody to make payments by this link. It is a single link to a single payment, because you have generated that link to a single payment. Sometimes we experience such lack of understanding. Otherwise, the questions, there are many repeating questions. Are you going to open an office in Poland? We have an office in Poland, actually. Okay, I think there are many questions that we have already answered. Quite a number of them, actually. Okay, thank you. Okay, one very last question. Is company DexNet going to participate in Blockchain Live Forum in Dubai? No, we're not going to participate. Not this one, not next one, not ever. It's a separate story. I don't want to start with that at the Zoom. It's a matter of principle for us. We're not going to be there. Okay, whoever wants to go there, there are many people attending, but DexNet is not going to be there. Okay, very well, Alexei. I think it's safe to say that we have tortured you for quite a while already, for 2 hours. Thank you very much for all your answers. Very clear, understandable questions. People are showing their feedback, saying that Alexei is always very clear in his answers. That's true. So I would like to thank everybody here. I thank you for going the distance with us for 2 hours. When we had 300 plus people, all of them are still live with us. I would like to thank all of you. Enjoy the rest of the week, and let us get together in Dubai on December 15th. The tickets are on sale already. You just need to be there so that you could witness live all these emotions and get answers to all your questions. Once again, thank you. Yes, I thank you, Igor. I thank our team. I thank Nikolai, the interpreter. And I thank everybody for staying with us for 2 hours. We wanted to do it within 1 hour or an hour and a half. Okay, hugs and kisses, and see you offline on December 15th. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.